fact that they very well might have a case against this case, 1 out of 16 so far, with cases mounting that'll be filed civil suits. In no way, to me, should that discredit or call into question the legitimacy of the other 15 suits filed.
Correct.
It's independent of those. So let's be very careful about that. I'm still with you. The fact remains that Deshaun's pattern of behavior with these women was so reckless and dangerous because they're all one-off massages that obviously Deshaun was more interested in seeing if he could cross the line from therapeutic to sexual, right?
Yes.
In each of these cases, it seemed like that's what he was after.
That was the direction that he wanted it to head in.
Okay, I got it. So what is that's very troubling to me, just on the face value of it alone. If he's your franchise quarterback, does that make you a little bit unsure? Does it make you not trust his character going forward?
Well, Skip, I look at it like this. Because you're promiscuous doesn't make you not a great quarterback. It doesn't make you... Being promiscuous is not a crime.
No,
so let's put that out there. I don't want people to think, well, he's this person and that person, that all of a sudden that leads, well, he had to, with that many people, he had to do something immoral or that was against the law.
Okay, I got it. But these are all one-offs. So just on face value, they're dangerous. This is risky business for a man who makes $40 million as your franchise quarterback. Because he doesn't know these women. He contacts most of them via Instagram. And then he subjects himself to the riskiest business of being alone with them. All-time classic he said, she said.
Right.
Now, very quickly, let's go back through the essence of massage therapy. You've had a long time, what would you call it, like a steady...
Yes, since 1999, Des.
Okay. And I've gone through periods of my life when I have had, I've always had, I've gone back and forth, but mostly women. I've gone through periods where I would have somebody I got to know, and you would regularly use them.
Correct.
Strictly, this is especially during my marathon days when you just need therapeutic, athletic massage.
Correct.
And yet, by the very definition, massage therapy can be very dangerous because you are asked to disrobe, obviously. And it can be male to male, female to female, but in this case, we're talking male to female.
Correct.
So you disrobe and you're covered usually, in my experience, with a sheet.
With a sheet,
right?
Yes.
And the sheet remains, and then you're on your stomach first, and then you're asked to flip over while she holds the sheet up where she can't see, and you flip over.
Correct.
Okay. It can be done without any untoward issues, or you can do it correctly, but it's also very dangerous because you're basically without clothes.
Correct.
You can go whatever direction, whether you want underpants on or not.
Sometimes they ask you disrobe to the level of your comfort.
That's correct.
Some guys might have on shorts, some guys might have boxers, some guys might get completely nude.
Okay, so the point is, I'm going to be fascinated if these things do get to court, these cases, or if it ever goes to criminal court. The very nature of a massage is very difficult to rule on because it's just so... There's such a fine line between, well, were you aggressive or not aggressive? Were you just going along with what has to get done to be massaged?
Exactly, Skip, and that's the thing. I mean, if you're a male, I'm sure a male have sometimes maybe accidentally touched a woman's breast or something. That doesn't mean he's trying to get sexual. If she understands, especially if she's an athlete, and they normally get massaged a little more than probably the average person, Skip. And he's like, well, you know, excuse me, I'm sorry. But at no point in time should the therapist feel uncomfortable.
I got it. So these cases could change the face of massage therapy going forward because it may require a crackdown on just on how it's policed, sort of, you know, what the new rules would be. And now we're to the biggest picture. The great thing about the Me Too movement over the last few years here in this world we live in is that it was the universe correcting itself because for so long, it was like Well, that's just how men are. Men, that's just the way a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Right.
If you're a powerful producer, that's just how you act. Or, you know, if you're
that's boys being boys.
that whole idea.
Right.
And it got corrected because it had to get corrected.
Yes.
It needed to get corrected, where there was finally a movement. Women stood up and said, you can't do that to us anymore. And there's no more wink, wink to this.
Right.
Well, so now this is going to fall into that realm of, okay, you have your privilege. You're a franchise quarterback. You're a superstar quarterback. You could be maybe the second. You might even be the first. But I've made a case he's the best quarterback in pro football. It doesn't allow you to have the entitlement to do whatever you want with whatever woman you want.
Right.
So now all this is going to get pulled into the public light, and it's going to be fascinating to see how this impacts the larger world around it, to me, because lots of new questions are going to get asked.
It's just hard for me to believe that a woman that's been a massage therapist for any length of time and massaged a man has not accidentally touched a private part. It's just hard for me to believe, Skip. It's just hard. When you're massaging especially an athlete and you're massaging his groin and you're massaging his abductors and his inner working, it's just hard to say you don't accidentally. It's just like a butcher. How does a butcher work 25...